Welcome to my channel at Narco Cop MMA. I am going to go over this PFL 8 card with my betting breakdowns and basically giving you my reasoning as to why I'm playing who I'm playing at the price that I'm getting. Um, Without further ado, let me just jump into this card and jump to the first fight here. Um, we have in this first fight, we have Christian Lohsen versus Jonas Flek. Um, right away, I could tell you I have a bet on Jonas Flek at minus 130. And I'll go over some of the reasonings on why I have him. But let's look at the matchup first. And we're going to look at here that Christian Lohsen is the younger fighter here by 8 years. He's got less of the experience. He's the longer fighter. He's at 6'2". I mean, so he's going to have a substantial height and reach advantage. But it's not something that he utilizes well. Lohsen is not a striker. He's a high-level BJJ guy. I think he's a Cesar Gracie black belt. So he's a very high-level black belt. He shows it on tape. He's really skilled on the ground. The guy has all the skills on the ground. I can't take that one bit away from him. I mean, he's really, really dangerous. The one thing that he really lacks, and two things I should say he really lacks, is his striking is not good. He does not move his head when it comes to defensively, avoiding strikes and stuff, because his head is always on the line. He's getting hit repeatedly. He backs up straight with his head up, his chin up in the air. All the things that you don't want to see, when you're standing. The other big red flag with him is his cardio is really, really bad. I mean, I can go back to, we'll look at these fights here, and I taped him on this Contender Series fight with Okanovich, and he was good for 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and then completely gassed in that fight and let Okanovich take over. Then he took off, as you can see, he took off a year after that loss, fighting a guy in Dennis Hughes. He's pretty low level, no one of name. Lohsen took a year off, and, you're thinking with a year off, a younger fighter, this guy's going to show improvements. He might, fix some of that cardio. He might, fix some of that striking and lack of striking, defensive striking skills. And, you put that tape on and it's the same exact person. Yes, he's great on the ground. Yes, he's, hunting for subs, which he had a lot of great positions on Dennis Hughes and just couldn't finish the fight. And then the cardio starts kicking in. He gasses, in the second round, he's gassing hard. He still ends up winning this fight. But again, it's against a low-level fighter, Dennis Hughes. He doesn't show many improvements, and that's a concern for me. And, we're going to go on the other side with Jonas Flek. And, yeah, this guy's not the best striker. This guy has a pretty good BJJ game. He's a brown belt. He's fighting at a good camp in Pura Vida. They have good fighters there. He's fought the way better competition here. We're talking about, Alex Gilpin, who is a really good fighter. Guys, 14-4, has lost, many times to Lance Palmer. I mean, this guy's beat Andre Harrison, he's beat some legit guys, and he went to a split decision, even though that was early in his career. So we're not going to, use that much here, but we're just going to look at, this guy's faced the way better opposition. I know this guy, Kyler Romero, is, up and coming fighter, great wrestler. I want to say he was a Big Ten champion wrestler. Then he fight a guy in Bryce Logan, who's really, really good everywhere. The guy's fighting on the upcoming Bellator card. Took him to decision. Fought a guy in Carl Deaton who kind of has gas issues, but he did what he had to do, and then he fought Kenny Cross in a close fight up until Kenny Cross caught him in the third round and knocked him out. So when we look at, all the things that Flok does. The guy has good BJJ. He's got decent striking. I won't say it's good, but he has good knees in the clinch. He has very good, wrestling, gets guys to the ground. I think he has the better wrestling here. He has the, better striking, in my opinion. The BJJ obviously is on Lohsen's side, but that's about it. And the problem is his cardio, his BJJ is probably only good for 5 minutes, and Jonas keeps coming forward. He puts the pressure on you. He goes for takedowns. Takedowns might not be serving him well early in this fight, but I think in the second and third round, they will, because I think he will be able to get top position. I think he will be able to maintain it, because Lohsen is just gasses out very hard. So for me, I took a shot at, Flok at minus 130. I also took some, under 2.5, because I believe Lohsen is pretty much round one sub or bust. So I took a shot with him at plus 550 round one sub. And I also, like I said, I also took the under at 2.5 at plus 125. I don't know if anybody has any questions. Let's see, Mike, great week to smash the bookies, boys. Low level is the best level. Oh man, it's I always say it, like, these are the ones that the eyes are least on. So you probably can get the best lines and best value from these low level fights. Hey, what's up, Combat? Thank you for joining me, man. Thank you for the support, guys. Let me move on to this next fight here. Let's see. Miranda Barber, Amanda Levy. It's Barber's a last second replacement. I really didn't tape this, to be honest. I have nothing. This Caitlin Young fell out. Marina's fighting someone else now that I didn't tape either. I'll go into the next fight with Carl Seumanutafa against DeReese, because I have a play here. I have Carl at plus 145. I got the line a couple days ago. I know the line is completely gone now. Carl is at minus 120. So that line is completely flipped. It's not plus 145 anymore. He's actually a favorite at minus 120. We'll jump into the breakdown and how these guys match up. So we got a guy in Carl Seumanutafa. He's 12-13. That record is not something that, is going to make you want to bet someone like this. But again, we're not betting records. I watch tape. I go over the tape, and I make sure that, the side I'm going with has advantages that I see. Carl is still 31 years old. A big dude. He's going to have a 5-inch reach advantage. He's going to have obviously a lot more, he has 25 fights under his belt. So he's got a lot more experience. DeReese with only 12 fights, 33 years old. So he's older, he's less fights, older, less reach. Basically DeReese, we could go over him. And this dude is like KO or bust, early on. You go over his career, and this guy is, other than the first two fights, round one knockout, round one choke, round two knockout. This one's where Khalil Roundtree beat him in the Ultimate Fighter. Round one knee, you could see basically this guy is, kill or be killed. That fighter that we call kill or be killed, right? And apparently lately he's being killed himself. Got knocked out by Cappelozza, who's a huge puncher. Goltsov, these guys, these two guys up here, these guys are finishers, really, really high level strikers, both of them. That's fine. He fought Jarrett Rosal here, had Jarrett Rosal hurt early in the fight. Rosal somehow got out, and then put it on Mo. And Mo, from what I notice is he doesn't really like getting hit. He turns his back a lot, shells up a lot. Basically, he's a guy that he's going to try to get you out of there early. And if you're there, he's pretty much going to take a beating and get out of there himself. There's not really much I like in what he does. I mean, he throws a big looping overhand right that's pretty dangerous, and he waits to counter you with that overhand right. But with Carl Seumanutafa, like, guy's very durable, got 25 fights under his belt. Yeah, he's lost 4 in a row, but he's lost to really good guys. Renan Ferreira had him hurt, couldn't get him out of there. And we know Renan Ferreira is, he's got a lot of power. Ali ECF, another really good fighter, young fighter, but he couldn't get him out. So you can see he's lost 4 decisions in a row. The thing is, like, he has more variety than DeReese. Like, he has a good calf kick. He's got decent wrestling. The guy has better cardio, way better cardio than DeReese. I just, I struggle to see where DeReese is better. Maybe striking, but the striking is for DeReese is not technical at all. I would maybe give DeReese, he has more power in this fight, but to be honest, that's about it. And I struggle to see how he's going to win this fight other than nuking Carl, because I don't see him winning a decision. So Carl at plus 145 was a no-brainer. I thought Carl was supposed to be the favorite in this fight. And now that we see, the lines have flipped, I think that's the correct line now. Like, it should be flipped. And Carl now is sitting at minus 120. Would I bet him at minus 120? I still think I would bet him at minus 120. I still think there's some meat on the bone because I think he's just a better fighter everywhere. And if I think I have the better fighter everywhere that has better cardio, that has better durability, why not bet him at minus 120? Even though, yeah, I got plus 145, I still think there is meat on the bone here. Hey, what's up, Hussein? Thanks for joining me, buddy. Thanks for supporting my channel. By the way, guys, please hit a like. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to try to do as many of these breakdowns as I can and hopefully give you the best content. And best of all, hopefully put some money in your pockets. Let's go on to the next fight here. And the next one here. Ooh, I got a pretty big bet here. Renan Ferreira versus Stuart Austin. We just talked about Renan Ferreira when he fought Carl Seumanutafa last. This dude is a massive dude. You could see right off the bat, dude is 6'8", 85-inch reach. He's 31 years old. He's got 9 fights compared to Stuart Austin's 21, but level competition he's fought is much better. Stuart Austin is, 6'3", 77-inch reach, 246 pounds, but this dude is, to me, is a light heavyweight. This guy's not a heavyweight, and we'll go back and see that this guy's fought, right here with Johnny Walker. He fought as light heavyweight just 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago. And this guy, fought Delija, who's a power puncher, got put out by both guys. And again, these guys are pretty good guys he's facing. They're not like nobodies. But, this guy is, I think he's more suited to be a light heavyweight. Like, I see his body. I struggle to see what he's good at. That's the thing with Stuart Austin. I struggle to see what he's actually good at. And again, he's fighting a guy in Renan Ferreira who's better everywhere, is going to be the much stronger fighter in there, better BJJ, better striking, more power. This guy, he doesn't really have to worry about any type of submission from, Stuart Austin. This is a complete mismatch to me. And when I first opened up the line here and I saw, looked to bet this fight, when I taped this fight and I saw this line was, at minus 225, on Wednesday, I'm sorry, on it was either Monday or Tuesday. And I saw this thing and I tweeted it out and I said, on the tweet, I put, grab this minus 225 now because this is going to be over 300 pretty quick. So I bet him at minus 225. I bet him at minus 235. And then, now we're sitting at minus 405, minus 450. This was, if you got in at minus 225, this was huge value. Like, I mean, this is a complete mismatch, guys. Like, Stuart Austin, I don't think is even going to survive a round against Renan Ferreira, because Renan Ferreira comes out gunning right away and tries to get you out of there. Like, he is going to get Stuart Austin out of there. I'm pretty sure about that. So, Renan Ferreira minus 225. Would I bet him at minus 450? No, I wouldn't do it. What you can do, and I think is still has value, is Renan Ferreira Austin under 1.5 at minus. Right now, I think you can get it at minus 125 on DraftKings. So, that's a solid bet, because I think he's going to get him out of there. And I don't think this is, going to last a round and a half. And, the thing is, I would, Renan Ferreira inside the distance, it's minus 200. So why not just take, the minus 125 at under 1.5? I think it's going to get stopped in the first round, probably early. I don't think Stuart Austin has anything for Renan Ferreira here. So my play is the under 1.5 at minus 125. Renan Ferreira at minus 225, minus 235, whatever you have. I would probably even bet him up to 300, to be honest. Like, that's how sure I am that he's going to beat Stuart Austin here. That's all I have for this fight. It's pretty clear cut who I like and how much I like him, because he's probably my favorite play on the card. We can move on here, and we're going to jump to the next fight in Denis Goltsov against Ante Delija. I have a play here. I have a play of alternate line for under 2.5 at minus. I got it at minus 210. I got it on DraftKings, the alternate line. You can actually get the line now, because last I saw it, it went down. So you can still get the under 2.5 now at minus 185 on DraftKings, which I think it's a really solid play. When we go break this down and we see, Goltsov is a really good striker, high level striker, has a really good ground game. It's, very good ground game. Delija's a good striker himself. Both guys are finishers. Like, you go back and look at Goltsov and 27-6, and you'll see off the bat, finish. This majority Ishe is hard to get out of there, but then we have finish. A bunch of finishes on this guy's, in his career. And this guy is a finisher. Like, he goes for it. And then you look at Delija, and he's got 4 losses, right? I believe all of them are by finish, right? So all 4 losses by finish. He does a lot of finishing himself. Again, Carl's hard to get out of there. I didn't really tape this fight here, so not sure. But, the guy has finishes himself. I think Goltsov is going to win pretty handily. He's the better fighter everywhere. I'm not going to play him at the number he's at right now, because Goltsov is sitting at, I think he's minus, let's see here. He's minus 290, 300. I wouldn't touch him at that range. But, if you get that under 2.5 at minus 185 with 2 guys that, both guys are finishers. One of the guys gets finished in all his losses. And I think it's mostly going to be Goltsov winning. Minus 185 at under 2.5 is a good bargain for me. And I think you should take that. Another play that I didn't do that I think has a decent, it's decent. I wouldn't play it at minus number, because Goltsov ITD is minus 125. Why not just play the under 2.5 at minus, 185, and you get a piece of both guys that way. And So that's the play I went with here. That's the play I feel more comfortable with. You know, Goltsov, I think is going to finish this fight probably, you know, in the first, maybe the second. But I think this fight finishes inside 2.5 rounds. Then we look at Taylor Guardado, Marina Morais. That's Morais is the last second replacement for Guardado. She was originally slated to fight Larissa Pacheco. I had Pacheco at inside the distance at plus 140. I love that play. Pacheco did not make weight. Fights, you know, no longer there. So I lost that bet, which I love the plus 140. I think Pacheco just had Taylor covered. I know Taylor could take her to the ground, but I think Pacheco's BJJ is better. The striking is monumental difference. So anyways, we don't want to talk about that fight because that fight no longer exists. So anybody have any questions for me? Please feel free to ask whatever you want. You know, I taped most of this card. I kind of went pretty deep into the breakdowns of these fights. You know, Cappelozza, Jamel Jones. I don't have a play here. Currently, let me put up the lines for this fight. Let me see 1 second what the lines for this fight are. Let me share the screen. All right. Let's see. Can you guys see it? Okay, cool. Let me make it a little bigger. All right. All right, cool. So Cappelozza, Jamel Jones. So currently we got Cappelozza at minus 225, minus 210. We're seeing, you know, some minus 188 at Betway, which is it's not there anymore. I figured. So when we go into this fight, let me just show you kind of. I don't have a bet, but Cappelozza is a finisher, guys. Like this dude goes for it. Like from the time the bell rings, like the guy goes all out. Like, you know, first round. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure finished early. First round. This one went to the third. I mean, you could see like this guy even carries his power in the third because he took Hilton Abreu out of there. First round. You know, this guy is kill or be killed. You know, you watch his tape. That's how he fights. Huge power in his punches. Basically comes in and just chucks bombs, man. Like he tries to get in the pocket. He's not that tall. He's 6'2", 79-inch reach. He's, you know, 233 pounds. So it's not a big heavyweight, but he goes in there and dude, this guy chucks bombs and he's got a lot of power, man. And pretty fast hands for heavyweights, you know. So and then you go look at Jamel Jones, 18 fights, another guy that's pretty much kill or be killed, right? Round one, you know, then he gets pounded out by William Knight, a decision, then, you know, round one, round two, you know. So again, these two guys, you know, Jamel has, I believe, the better wrestling here, but like Jamel's pretty easy to get hit. Cappelozza's probably going to hit him. You know, let me look at this. Let me share this other screen with you guys so you guys could see what I'm talking about. Because, I mean, this is... So, Jamel Jones, like I was saying, you know, round one, you know, look at all these, you know, 2 decisions, all of them, you know, 3 decisions, but all of them are mostly, you know, kill or be killed, right? Then Cappelozza, same thing, you know, his are all kill or be killed, you know, one round, you know, this dude is just chucking bombs. Jamal might oblige and chuck bombs himself in this fight. So, you know, looking at this fight, you know, does it go past, you know, the round and a half? And you know, the round and a half on DraftKings right now, I'm going to look it up. I believe It's in the 150 range. No, actually, it's 185 now. So it's getting a little too high. I'm probably gonna pass because I mean at 185 it's kind of high for me to play that. Let's see the 2.5. Yeah, 385. That's not a player. Yeah. So basically, what I'm saying is, this fight I believe is gonna end an under 1.5, but it's a pass. I'm not gonna play a minus 185 at under 1.5. That's kind of, the value's kind of gone. I think if you got like 140, 150, maybe I'd play that. But at 185 now, I think all the value's gone. I wouldn't touch it. Moving on to the next fight, Kayla Harrison, Gina Fabian. I don't have a play. Line is ridiculously large. Complete fade for me. I'm not playing it. Yeah, so that pretty much it's pretty much all the breakdown I have. Those are the plays I have for this card. We can go over them again and discuss them, but first fight, Lohsen Flok. I have a play on Jonas Flok at minus 130. I have a play on Lohsen round 1 sub plus 550. And I have a play on the under 2.5 at plus 125. I forgot one thing. I also have a play on Jonas Flok round 3 at plus 1400. Mainly because Lohsen slows down big time after round 1. Flok keeps on coming for 3 rounds, has really good cardio. I think he's going to be able to get the finish here late if this fight gets there. The other play I have is Carl Seumanutafa at plus 145. The line is no longer there. He's minus 120 now. I have a play on him. I have Renan Ferreira pretty big at minus 225 and minus 235. I also have the under 1.5 in this fight at, I believe, minus 125. Don't see how this is getting out of the first round, honestly. I also have a play on a Dennis Goltsov Delija under. I have an alternate line of under 2.5 at minus 210. You could still get that alternate line. It's better now at minus 185. I'm pretty surprised. I think that's a good line to take. Honestly, it's both guys are finishers, and I believe that this fight is not going to go into the third round even. Yeah, that's about it for now. Anybody have any questions? Please fire them up. I'll stay on here for a little bit more. If you guys have anything, I could answer them. Other than that, that's about it, guys. Anybody with questions? No. All right, boys. Everybody, thank you for joining me. Again, please hit a like. Please subscribe to my channel. I will be doing more of these breakdowns in the future. Thank you, and let's kill it tomorrow. Later.